Hello everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings here, still not a licensed physician, still never giving medical advice. And this video is about how things might just be in your head. So, recently, I said something about health and that it's not healthy to be obese and that it's deluding yourself if you think that. And fat person went off on me about how hateful that is and like belittling fat people and how also how it's not true, because there's no evidence that being obese is unhealthy. All this stuff doesn't matter, but I thought it was hilarious. And then they said, and you should know what it's like. You're short. You have to have people make fun of you all the time, just like us. And it's like, no, actually I don't. I think about being short sometimes. How many times in my life have people come up to me and made fun of me for being short? I mean, there's got to be at least one time, but I can't think of one. Like, I know there's been one time somewhere throughout my entire life. I'm sure it came up at some point somewhere, but the fact that I can't even think of a specific time because it doesn't happen kind of shows that it's not happening. I'm not just walking down the street and people, oh, you're so short. It's just like fat people. They try to make it seem like everyone's out to get them. And this happens with all sorts of different kind of people. But how often are you walking down the street and you see someone just randomly go up to a fat person and go, you fat piece of shit, you look like shit, you fat bag of lard? It doesn't happen. These people have it all in their head. Everybody's making fun, everyone's out to get them. If you say it's unhealthy to be fat, you're a hater. That's how it is with a lot of things. It's kind of, now I'd say there's actually, not that there's much racism in the United States, but people who go on about racial stuff, at least there's something there. Like, it's not much, but like there is more racial stuff than people randomly, verbally or physically attacking people for being fat. Because it literally doesn't happen. Yeah, maybe there's a 14-year-old out there somewhere that's gonna moo at a fat person at a grocery store. How often have you seen that? Have you seen that? When's the last time you saw a fat person get stabbed to death just because they're fat? I'm guessing never. You've probably never heard someone just go up to a fat person and give them shit for it or make fun of them. Yet the fat people claim that everybody's attacking us, you're attacking us, we need safe space, we need to ban the commercials of healthy people, because everybody, it's insanity. I'm glad fitness YouTuber Greg Doucette has pointed this out, I think. I don't watch his videos anymore, because I did watch his really fitness videos, his older ones, but I don't care for a lot of drama. So yeah, but I know he's posted some videos about fat stuff. And yeah, it's not hateful, it's not belittling to say, it's healthy to be healthy. It's healthy to not be 350 pounds. And it's deluding yourself. It's the same way, if you're an alcoholic and you go, well, no, alcohol's not unhealthy. It's been shown that wine can be beneficial for your heart health, and it has antioxidants in it, and it helps keep me relaxed, and being relaxed is really important for stress. And if I'm stressed, I'm going to be way more unhealthy than if I drink every day. Oh, and it helps me sleep. If I didn't drink alcohol, I wouldn't sleep. But by the way, that's not true. Just like all the other stuff isn't true. It's taken out of context. Yeah. An alcoholic is going to come up with every reason why alcohol is really not unhealthy. Well, most of them. Just like fat people are going to come up with every reason why being obese is not unhealthy. Oh yeah, those studies are just made up. There's no evidence that being morbidly obese is unhealthy. The funny thing is, it's in the name. Morbidly obese. It's called that for a reason, because it's morbid. It's literally morbid. Like, no one's going around saying stuff to fat people, but it's a morbid sight if you see a 400-pound blob. Yeah, it is. It's literally in the name. It's morbid. It's disrespectful to life. Now, it's different from being morbid. But to be honest, being 400 pounds or 500 pounds is literally disrespectful to life. It's so horrible. It's like if you are a hardcore alcoholic killing yourself and you have extreme cirrhosis of the liver and you're still drinking hardcore. That's like disrespectful to your life. Now, I don't care if you want to do that. Blow your brains out right now for all I care. I don't care if someone wants to kill themselves. But it's deluding yourself to say that it's healthy. And it's deluding yourself to say that it's hateful to speak the truth. It's deluding yourself to say that everybody's constantly attacking you, because they're not. I mean, out of all the different things people do, overweight people get the least shit out of anybody. Drug addicts get a lot of shit. Alcoholics get a lot of shit. Fat people, they get glorified, especially nowadays. I mean, they haven't always been glorified, but they don't get shit. It's not looked at the same way hardcore alcoholism is. And ironically, the fat person told me, yeah, we're just persecuted. Nobody says this about alcoholics or drug addicts. What the hell are you talking about? They get committed to hospitals. Not always, but like you'll get committed to a hospital if you're using drugs and risking your life. People, I mean, it's hard when you're over the age of 18. People go to drug and alcohol rehab. How often does a fat person get a psych hold at a hospital because their eating is putting their life at risk? They don't. How often does a fat person go to rehab? I'm sure there are some fat people rehab centers out there, but they don't. How often? So it's actually pretty common, or somewhat common, that if you saw like a homeless drug addict alcoholic, people say stuff about that. But how often do people see a fat person, and I'm not talking about a 500-pounder, but a 300-pounder, and how often are they talking about how, like, telling their kids, yeah, you don't want to be like that, you see that thing, that's what you're going to turn into if you eat too much. But if they see a homeless drug addict, they're probably going to be telling their kids, don't do that, you don't want to use drugs, you're going to end up like that. Fat people are not attacked. Now, of course, everybody attacks us, everybody makes fun of us, everybody hurts us, Sure, it doesn't happen. Sure, maybe when you were a kid, some people made fun of you being fat. But in normal adult life, you're not walking down the street having people yell at you for being fat. You're not having people stab you for being fat. You're not having people shoot you for being fat. You're not being banned from stores for being fat. There's nothing happening because you're fat, besides people subconsciously thinking you're a loser. And that may sound mean, but that's true, because you are. Now, I'm not saying you can't be successful in life and be fat, but you're a loser in that regard. There's no other way to put it. If you are 300, 400, 500 pounds, you're a disgrace to yourself. It's just like I'd be a disgrace to myself if I'm drinking so heavily I've got cirrhosis of the liver and I just keep drinking myself to death. It's not like, well, that's just who I am, it's good. No, it's not good. Oh, but there's no evidence. Yeah, there is. No matter what you try to say, it's not good. It's not something you should be proud of. It's not something you should celebrate. Not something we should advertise and have the fat people all happy on commercial. Oh yeah, we're fat, let's be happy and party about being fat. No. Let's do the extreme opposite instead and send them to hospitals. That is better than trying to glorify it and do all this celebrate being a fat blob that's killing themselves. You don't celebrate being an alcoholic drinking themselves to death. You put them in hospitals. Now, I'm sure my viewers already know this, but I just wanted to make a video on it. And to get back, the shocking thing is, like they said, and you're short. You should know how bad it is when everybody's making fun. No, the person that thinks about me being short the most, and I'm not super short, but is me. Just like fat people, it's you thinking about how fat you are all the time. You may say you love it. Ooh, I love my fat. I'm proud. You're not. If you think everybody's out to get you for being fat, it's because you don't like being fat and you feel bad about it. It's like me. I don't think all the time about being short, but occasionally I do. Other people don't. I do sometimes. Hope you like this video. AndrewHutchings.org for consultations, plans, advice, whatever. Training, diet, supplements. I can't give you medical advice, but it's not medical advice if I don't tell you to do it. And my book on tendinitis is for sale. I recommend you buy it on Amazon, so I don't have to deal with getting it to you, because there's a lot of issues with that, because I would have to buy them and then mail them out to you, and also like where I'm going to be living, I can't order them to myself, so I got to order them to my parents. They'd have to package them and mail them out to you. So it's better if you just use Amazon. And my Instagram is natural_true_fitness. It's in your head. It's not real. People aren't all making fun of you. People aren't attacking you. When you start getting bruises on your body, maybe it's real. Maybe you're not, but who knows? Maybe you're in the middle of the night, you're waking up in a dream and like hitting. I'm joking about this part, but yeah. It's you thinking about this. Other people aren't doing it. Now, of course, there are exceptions. There are some people somewhere out there who are actually hearing stuff. But like I said, how often have you seen it? Go by what you've seen in your own life. Don't go by what people tell you happens. That's not real. It may be, may not be. What's real is what you have actually seen in your life, not what supposedly is happening. Because people can come up with anything and, oh yeah, this. If you've never seen it, I'd question it. You've probably never seen fat people being made fun of in public. Probably never seen them being attacked. So I would question whether that's actually happening. And of course, the fat people are like, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not happening. If it was happening, I'd have seen it. I even live in a place with lots of fat people. I live in California. Perhaps I need to start the trend of saying stuff to them.